was a painful experience, you know. I still say to this day, I'm still on 2 paracetamol a day.
Fight fans, welcome back. With Yildirim and Saunders on the horizon, can the boxing world satisfy the pound-for-pound king's hunger for competition and provide Canelo the opposition he craves? He's calm and calculated, though if you can emotionally engage the superstar, there's always a chance. Here we take a look at opponents before and after fighting Canelo Alvarez. Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Stop the fight. What a performance by Canelo Alvarez.
It was a fight I went into full of confidence. You know, I was flying at the time. I was European welterweight champion and boxing really well.
10 years ago, much like his older brother Ricky, Matthew Hatton's no-nonsense approach landed him an opportunity against an exciting young Mexican prospect.
Most of the fight fans are going to say you're going to need quite a bit of magic to beat Saul Alvarez.
You know, people make me the underdog in this fight. I love being the underdog. I love proving people wrong, and I'm sure I can do that. I'm 100% confident, and I've been proving people wrong my whole career, and I don't think Saturday night's going to be any different. I think people are in for a big shock.
That's a stare down.
Already maturing into a stellar talent, Canelo was too big and strong, dominating from first bell to last.
Do you think that Alvarez has the tools to wind up a consummate boxer puncher?
No, not at all. If you look at his attitude right now, his attitude is kill, kill, kill.
Hatton took his punishment and commendably lasted the course.
Oh, Hatton's game, he's gonna make it to the end.
We just didn't realise that he was going to be that big. He's such a big guy. It's so frustrating when a fighter's hitting another fighter and he keeps walking through you.
Just completely on another level. A fantastic fighter, so strong, powerful, and I was really impressed with him. And I still say to this day, I'm still on 2 paracetamol a day now.
Canelo is already a star. He came to America a star. They brought him over here to become a superstar.
Displaying his usual humility, Sugar Shane Mosley viewed Canelo as a stepping stone back to the big time.
I know I'm going to win it. I'm going to take the title back and then move on to the next one.
The Mexican saw a Mosley KO as his route to Floyd.
Is that your goal in this fight, to be the first man to knock out Shane Mosley?
I'm going to go and I'm going to do my work and I'm going to look to win the fight.
I'm ready. I'm really ready.
The bout was a battle between Canelo's power and Shane's iron chin. Mosley survived as a classy Canelo won by a landslide.
He's pretty quick.
How far can he go?
Oh, I think he can go a long ways. I mean, his body chops were good. His punches were good and sharp and crisp. He can go a long ways.
Canelo's really good. He's got good defense, got good movement.
But is he on the level of like Oscar and Winky and Bernard, Cotto?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I have no fear. I don't fear anyone. Every fighter is a strong fighter, a dangerous fighter. Victor Ortiz is just as big as Canelo. I'm pretty sure they punch just as hard, but we will find out on September 15th.
Seeking redemption after a loss to Jesse Vargas, Josesito Lopez, a modern-day Rocky, was ready to upset the odds on Mexican Independence Day.
Like I said, Alvarez is not invincible. You know, he's someone that can beat, and I gotta be at my best to beat Canelo.
As expected, Lopez showed incredible heart, but as Canelo upped the pace, the WBC title challenger was being busted up and hurt, suffering a 5th-round stoppage.
I gotta congratulate Canelo. We knew he was a tough fighter, and he came and executed. He did what he had to do. Very strong fighter. He's smart. His punching power. I mean, a lot of fighters hit hard, but he used his body strength real good and was able to close in on me and measure me and time me with using his good body strength.
He won't be fighting, but you will be fighting on that date. Austin Trout just called you out in the ring. Would you take that fight?
With Canelo's reputation growing, many avoided the WBC light middleweight kingpin, though enjoying a rise of his own. Slick southpaw Austin Trout was actively hunting down the champion.
Now you have won this fight. Would you like to fight Canelo?
You absolutely right. As a matter of fact, hey Canelo, yo quiero, tu quiero Canelo. You know, hopefully I can get the fans to start cheering for Trout versus Canelo. And you know, once the fans are behind you, then really they can't do much else but make the fight happen.
All right, gentlemen, whenever rules are in the dressing room, I want you to obey my commands. Respect yourself all the time.
Getting his wish, Trout pushed Canelo hard.
If an opponent is able to do that to a boxer and keep the boxer backing up.
Having favorable moments in a tactical affair, Austin showed strong powers of recovery and craved a rematch.
Austin Trout 26-0, 14. There's a big right hand that drops Trout.
Yes, he did it.
Oh, buddy.
He was the better man. He was quicker, he was stronger. He was a better man than me. I have no excuses for tonight. He boxed a lot better than I thought. You know, he moved a lot better than I thought. Not that I was underestimating him, but we were just prepared for a totally different fighter. And he shocked us. He shocked us.
I've been sitting on the top of the throne for 17 years. You know what? You might as well call me the golden boy, because I done beat everybody on your whole crew.
Ensuring the odds were in his favor, Money May was intent on handing Oscar De La Hoya another loss by manhandling his protege.
I'm old enough to be his father. I care less what Canelo did in his camp, you know. I'm not a fucking sparring partner. I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I can fucking fight.
September the 14th, Canelo got a problem.
So Alvarez telling us that he's never fought to his potential, but that's because he's never had an opponent to bring it out.
Despite falling short, Canelo showed a willingness to fight the best, and defeat taught him the lessons that have made him into the fighter we see today.
Canelo may well be the fighter of tomorrow. He is not quite yet the fighter of today.
Mexico has produced some great champions throughout the years, and Canelo is a champion. He's a true champion at heart, and a true champion like Canelo, he can take a loss and bounce back.
His heart, right? That Mexican heart, you know, fight to the death. He will be champion again. He can fight.
You know, we're going to keep going. We got to go. We got our fight. We got our team. We're rocking, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think it just shows the world the guy he don't want to fight Lara. He's just terrified of Lara.
Another who chased a Canelo fight, Cuba's Erislandy Lara, was a high-risk option who brought a frustratingly effective southpaw style to the party.
Aquí frente a todos los que están aquí, que están seguros, que están locos por ver la pelea mía y tuya, y quisiera ver cuándo será la próxima pelea mía y tuya.
Pero yo creo que, no sé, hay que matarme el ring el día 12 de julio para...
Lara called him out at a press conference. Canelo accepted and struggled to a split decision victory that divided fan opinion and left the losers team incensed.
Canelo!
Lo que hicieron.
Said, you know, I did my job and it was disgraceful what they did to me.
You wanted to fight with aggression. You wanted to fight where both men may be bleeding. You wanted to fight where people would get battered and bruised. This is what you're going to get.
Never one to back down, James Kirkland was 32-1 with a huge knockout percentage when he brought the fire to Canelo in Texas.
I know he's going to move, but the point is, how long can you move the way I'm coming?
Did I fight? They're going to, oh, Kirkland, he got knocked down his last fight. But I won, baby. I'm just ready to fight Canelo.
Wake up, because more likely than not, one of these two is about to go to sleep.
Right hand by Canelo. Kirkland firing away. Lands a left, lands another left.
Kirkland went in all guns blazing, paying a heavy price as Canelo used his stunning punch-picking abilities to find Kirkland's often available chin and punish him heavily.
I've never seen Kirkland try to play rope-a-dope that tells you how hurt he must be.
Right uppercut continues to land. There's a perfect straight right hand, and Shorely's going to stop the fight. What a performance by Canelo Alvarez.
Like I said, I definitely don't want to go too much into it. I just felt like there was more to Kirkland that I could have been able to give when we had to fight.
Conference call that you had, that you feel that Canelo is just another fighter to you, and this is just another fight. Why do you feel that way? Because when fans see Canelo, they see him as a really dangerous guy,
Every fight is another fight. Every opponent is another opponent. That's all.
Evoking the spirit of great Mexico versus Puerto Rico rivalries of the past, pride and patriotism was on the line as Miguel Cotto's trainer Freddie Roach stoked up pre-fight fire.
Does he have enough experience to beat you?
We'll see on November 21st.
Does he have enough experience to beat Miguel?
No, I'm betting both my houses on that.
Are you really betting on this fight?
Of course.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
Cotto boxed competently for the 12-round duration, lacking the power at this stage to cause the younger man significant distress.
And no middleweight champion in the world.
I thought he fought a good fight. It was a good close fight, good competitive fight, good for boxing. But I thought we had the edge at the end, but it went the other way. And it's like
when I have a challenge in front of me, it makes you train harder, work harder. I promise you all, come May 7th, guys, I'm going to win this title and I'm going to become the middleweight world champion.
In a clash that came out of the blue, Amir Khan moved up in weight to test his suspect chin against a puncher of repute.
The fastest hands in boxing.
I am going into the fight as an underdog. It's a great fight for me. But a boxer versus a fighter. And we've seen in the past, boxers who have given Canelo huge problems.
In the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Canelo took his time, working out Khan's sprightly movements before dropping the axe so ferociously in round 6 that many feared for Amir's physical safety.
This boxing, I want to go out there as a champion. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the end, but I tried my best, and I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who turned up here. Left hook, right hand, and that's a shot I've literally knocked a lot of people down with. And he didn't move back, and I thought, I got my hands full here.
No disrespect, but I'm not a small, over-the-hill Miguel Cotto. I'm not a blown at 147 like Amir Khan. I'm a big 154, and he's a hero for Mexico. But that's as far as it goes from my point of view.
4 months after Khan, Canelo dealt with another British opponent as he dropped back down to 154 pounds to take on Liam Smith.
54 pounds, I'd probably approach exactly the same, make him fight and just try and be a little bit defensively
Whether
better.
he's a baby or a San Ferian, and they want the left side of the poster, and they want, the ring walk first. That's childish in my opinion. That's a sign of weakness for me.
Is Smith's best enough to make this more than just a showcase for Canelo?
Beefy later claimed the Mexican did not punch as hard as he expected, yet Canelo raked Smith's head and body regularly enough to force a 9th round stoppage.
The number of punches that are landing on both sides.
Oh, good body shot.
This is why people are so anxious.
Again, I'm an honest man. He was 1-2 steps ahead of me in everything I tried to do on that night with the boxing IQ side to it. So you've got kind of world level fighters underneath, and I know I can mix it with any of them, but he was just that step too far.
Are you going to knock him out?
No, you never predict that knock him out, but I can knock him out here.
Te apuesto lo que quieras a que no me noqueas y que no me ganes. Te apuesto tu bolsa que no me ganes.
A Canelo, pero pues a veces es mejor no hablar tanto porque después quedas mal, ¿me entiendes?
A fight that's been brewing. Here they are inside the ring, and we are underway. They don't even tap glove.
That was a right cross, man.
Yes, it was.
Sweat fly.
Jab from Canelo. Throw the shirt out. He has completely and utterly dominated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Canelo's a great fighter. He did his job tonight. And, the distance, the inactivity, it hurt me tonight.
The challenger #1 for Canelo rematch in 168.
You want to rematch with Canelo?
Of course, I want to knock out him in my weight.
But to have Canelo Alvarez winning 118, 110, That judge needs to be tested now.
With the first fight blighted by a questionable draw, Canelo and Triple G inevitably threw down once again to determine middleweight supremacy.
There's a saying in Mexico, a parrot's green anywhere he goes. I'm not afraid of him. I'm gonna knock him out.
Do you think Canelo will be more aggressive in the rematch?
I sure hope so, because I think these fans deserve the kind of fight that they expected the first time.
Boxing, this is sport, first of all, and second, this is business, you know. Show me who's number one, who's best.
Boxing slicker in the rematch, more willing to stand inside and trade, Canelo snatched the win in a series that many believe deserves a third, decisive installment.
What a terrific effort from Alvarez, stirring from the Mexican.
I feel I win, you know, just the judges not give me win, just this is not my problem. I take my job. I don't feel I'm not lost, you know, this is judges, you know. I have a new team, I have a new trainer, a new coach. I think this is biggest step for me, for my future.
You're okay? Yeah, he said, got some news. I said, what? He said, Canelo wants to fight you. I said, yeah, let's do it.
In his first jaunt up at super middleweight, Canelo had the chance to grab a world title and add another UK fighter to his growing list.
Yeah, and the same year, no one's going to give me a chance here, but I prepared well. I believe in myself. That's what champions do. They win and defend it wherever they need to defend it, and this is a great opportunity. It's at my weight, super middleweight, he's stepping up. So, you know, we're studying him now, and you know, I'm confident that I can go in there and do the business.
Rangy and heavy-handed, rocky fielding was carved up by Canelo's incisive combinations.
No, he doesn't. Down he goes.
As the Mexican challenger sliced and diced the first of Eddie Hearn's hopefuls.
That was a headshot. Down he goes to the body, and that should do it. It's over. That is it. Ricky Gonzalez makes the right call.
I just stood there with someone who's elite and who's strong, and he caught me, and you know, I give it everything, and the better man would.
24 hours away from their historic meeting.
After winning back a world middleweight title, Brooklyn's Daniel Jacobs won the golden ticket with a crack at boxing's premier attraction.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. I feel like I'm the best middleweight in the world, and that motherfucker right there, he gonna get it tomorrow. Watch that shit. Bet that. Let's go!
I'm a better fighter than Canelo. I am the best. I'm at my physical peak. When you're throwing almost 100 punches around, you can never lose a fight. We're prepared to do so.
I rarely see Sergio. Good hook to the head and a right hand from Canelo.
Canelo's class shone through, and even though Jacobs competed hard throughout, he was unable to put his foot down at the critical moments to avoid a unanimous points defeat.
Very close. Canelo chasing Jacobs now, has him on the run.
Oh, Canelo Alvarez!
It doesn't get any higher than this, and I'm just grateful to have this opportunity to please all the fans that tuned in and everyone that showed up tonight. Early on, it was really hard to get the rhythm of Canelo, and I felt once I got the rhythm, then I started to push him back, and then it became a really, really competitive fight.
WBO light heavyweight world champion from Russia, Sergey Crusher Kovalev!
Despite Sergey Kovalev displaying clear signs of wear and tear, Canelo's decision to move up to 175 pounds appeared at first to be a step too far.
My manager said to me like, hey, Canelo interesting fight with you, like, really? Oh, like, you kidding me? No, really. Okay, if it's real, put a contract on the table and sign and go. I will be protection to the fight.
Maybe your trunks are gonna come up to your nipples?
Yeah, like a pillow, you know.
Remaining patient and composed, ducking and dodging Kovalev's tentative jab, Canelo added another world title to his ledger with a crushing right-hand finish.
Oh, well, he's caught him with a left hand, and his balance went completely, and just like that,
just as I was saying that the fight had never really caught fire.
A little bit right now, didn't recover from my last fight, but it's okay. Thanks for fight, Canelo. Big respect to him. He makes history, you know. It's okay. I'll be back. I'll be back much stronger.
This fight has come at a great time for Callum Smith.
I wanted for a while now, since becoming a world champion. I wanted the biggest fights possible, and the biggest fight possible for me at the moment is Canelo Alvarez.
It will take his greatest performance of his career to dethrone the legend of Canelo Alvarez.
Most recently, Canelo was faced with Eddie Hearn's latest attempt to derail the Mexican's hype train, Liverpool's Callum Smith, a tall and undefeated champion.
6'3", I'm a lot bigger than him. I can punch, and it's just style-wise I'm not ideal to fight, but I'm not taking it away from Canelo Alvarez. He's a special fighter.
That was a nice shot, but Canelo comes back and he is throwing much harder right now. Gets Callum Smith up on the ropes. Lands a right hand.
Canelo dictated the distance and tempo from the start, grinding away in the pocket to a points win. Beleaguered Smith was grateful to hear the final bell.
A little bit of give on Callum Smith. Right hand, he's hurt. Smith is hurt. Canelo Alvarez with the look of a 3-division world champion.
His power wasn't massive. He was a decent puncher, but nothing I probably expected bigger. It was more just his presence. He keeps you thinking of what's coming next, and before you know it, he's closed the gap down without throwing a punch, and he was just a clever fighter.
So I need to make
so
sure
hard
that
to get clean.
mentally, physically, everything's focused. I'm on it. But that is the goal. I want Canelo Alvarez.
Providing Canelo takes care of business on February 27th in his usual professional manner, the most verbal opponent of his career will be waiting in the wings.
But Canelo Alvarez is the one I want next, and I'll put that performance right 100%.
As unbeaten Billy Joe Saunders prepares for the fight of his life.
I have to deliver a monster fight for Billy Joe. That's when you're going to see the very best of Billy Joe Saunders in the big fights.
Eating cereal with chopsticks is the mark of a breakfast master, one who knows the Tao of the bull. This serial killer is not afraid to go against the grain. Reflexes and motor skills are honed. He is equally adept at cheerily grabbing an O or putting the crunch down on the captain. But when the bowl is picked clean, this sensei of snacking deploys his secret weapon, the hollow chopstick. In a moment, the milk is gone, nary a single missed drop. When you can take the spoon from my hand, then you will be ready for the next Motivedia presentation.